The thing to remember is that throughout his life, my father was actually, he never used to believe in Bhagawan. He didn't have the faith that my mother or my brother and I had in Bhagawan, because his family was not oriented towards worshipping a guru in, or a god in human form. It was around that time when he was working in his bank that he got orders to get transferred from here to Srinagar. So I conveyed this to Bhagawan that Swami, my father has got orders to be transferred to Srinagar. And I recall that, one day in Darshan, he comes out, he starts speaking to me. He says, "So your father is going to Srinagar?" I said, "Swami, really only you can protect him." And then he turns to one of my friends and he says, "In Srinagar, what happens?" So he was a very close friend of mine. So he said, "Swami, it's very, very violent." And Swami very dramatically says, "Not just violence, are killings," Swami said. So my heart started beating even faster, and I told Swami, only you can take care of him over there. And Swami actually looked up into space as if, and suddenly turns to me, he just nods to me. And that was the assurance that I had that, Swami will take care of my father during his stint in Srinagar. He was lodged in a hotel actually for several months, and we didn't really have an address. All we had was a number where we could reach out to him. Suddenly we get a call perhaps 2 weeks into his stay, and he said, "Who is sending the Sanatan Sarathis to my room?" So we were also, astonished what is going on, because we had never applied for a subscription, and the thing is we didn't even know the exact address where he was staying, where it can be delivered. Nevertheless, my father started getting Sanatan Sarathis, which were being delivered to his room at the hotel. So in this way, actually, Swami was beginning to convey to us that the word that he had given, that I will take care of your father. So Swami was conveying that I am there, present with him. A few days later, my father was sitting in the bank. He had come early that day to open the bank, and he was sitting there alone. And from his window, he could see a person was carrying a satchel, a small bag. He had gone near one of the electric poles, and he left the bag over there and started walking away. My father immediately realized what was happening. He comes to the entrance of the bank and tried to warn others from across the street that, hey, there's a possible bomb blast happening. At that very moment, the bomb blast happened, and a few people lost their lives. But fortunately, my father, since he was a little far away, he was not injured either. But then he called up home. He conveyed saying that I'm lucky to have survived, and please don't worry about me. A couple of years later, I got a chance to be at Swami's feet for the interview, and Swami himself started raising this incident. He said that this boy's father, he was transferred to Srinagar, Kashmir at a very violent time. Now the thing was that I had heard this incident from my mother. So the details were a little fuzzy for me, and I told Swami, that bomb blast, when it took place near the hotel. Swami immediately frowned and said, "No, it took place near the bank," Swami said. And I just let it go. I thought, maybe I don't have the details right. And when I went home, I confirmed with my mother. I said, "See, Swami mentioned that this incident happened at the bank, but I distinctly remember it was a hotel." My mother corrected me. She said, "No, Swami is right. It happened near the bank." And in this way, Swami was conveying in a very, very emphatic manner that it was he himself who had saved my father in a very, very critical time.